Jason Wachter, Captain, Station 17.
Jesus Avila, firefighter, Station 17.
We are here in the city of Jurupa Valley at Meet the Machines, and we are here with Report on Conditions.
On today's episode, we'll take you to a vegetation fire with evacuations in the community of Mecca. And we visit Station 18 in Jurupa Valley to check out their new engine and its benefits.
Engine 1 with report on conditions.
Hi everyone, I'm Karina Espinosa and welcome to today's episode of Report on Conditions. We're beginning this week with the rollout of Engine 18, a new permanently staffed engine in Jurupa Valley.
I am the Northwest Division Chief, Cal Fire Riverside County Fire Department. We are upgrading to an engine over here at Station 18. We're excited about that. We're so happy that the City Council and the City of Jurupa Valley has worked hard on getting this engine into place, and it's been a long time coming, and we're just grateful to have another engine in our fleet here. The Type 1 engine has way more capabilities than what we were staffing here. The paramedic capabilities are going to be what they were, but it's going to have 3 people on an engine instead of 2, so it's going to enhance our ability to help people in emergencies and put out fires faster around our community.
This is a journey that started off with many people before us, and I wanted to thank Jeff Fike for all of his hard work working with the city years ago to keep this pathway alive, to get this engine staffed.
Let's go over some call statistics. From March 31st through April 6th, the department responded to a total of 3,931 calls for service. Of those calls, 3,017 were medical emergencies and 91 were fire-related calls. Here's a look at a few of those incidents. On Wednesday, April 2nd, firefighters were dispatched to multiple reports of a vegetation fire near the intersection of Lincoln Street and Avenue 68 in Mecca. While on their way, the first responding engine reported a large visible smoke column and requested additional engines and a water tender to respond. Once on scene, the engine company officer reported 3 acres of heavy brush burning at a moderate rate of spread with 20 to 30 mile-per-hour winds, prompting the request for an additional 10 engines. One mobile home community was threatened and was placed under evacuation order. With the assistance of a bulldozer and the significant augmentation of resources, firefighters stopped the forward progress of the fire at 13 acres. The evacuation orders were lifted after a few hours, and thankfully, there was no damage to any homes. Firefighters remained on scene overnight and into the next day, working on full containment. There were no injuries reported. On Thursday, April 3rd at around 10 a.m., firefighters were dispatched to a reported structure fire in the 300 block of West 7th Street in Paris. The first arriving engine reported moderate smoke showing from the front of the structure. Several cats were rescued from the structure and began receiving supplemental oxygen from an engine crew. The fire was contained in approximately 20 minutes. A total of 6 people were displaced, and the American Red Cross was requested to assist. One civilian patient was transported to an area hospital with moderate injuries. There were no firefighter injuries. At around 10 p.m. on Thursday, April 3rd, a traffic collision occurred in front of Fire Station 16 on Limonite Avenue in Jurupa Valley. The engine reported a vehicle versus a small go-kart in the roadway and immediately requested additional resources. The 3 occupants of the go-kart sustained serious injuries and were all transported via ground ambulance to a local hospital for further treatment. The driver of the vehicle was not injured. On Sunday, April 6th at about 9 a.m., firefighters responded to a structure on fire in the 6600 block of Jewel Street in the community of Rubidoux. The first arriving engine reported smoke from the garage and roof of a single-family dwelling. After about 45 minutes, firefighters were able to contain the fire to the garage. However, 6 residents were displaced from the structure and assisted by the American Red Cross. Fire crews remained on scene for about 2 hours, working on salvage and overhaul. There were no injuries reported.
Are you doing the right thing the wrong way? Let me explain. Each year, many fires are started by people using equipment incorrectly. Whether working to create defensible space around your home, safety starts with responsibility. Here are some tips for operating equipment safely to keep your home and community safe. Be sure to do all yard maintenance with equipment that requires a gas or electrical motor before 10 a.m. Ensure that lawnmowers are only used for lawns, never use them for dry vegetation. Use a weed trimmer to maintain dry weeds and grass, and always remove rocks before operating this equipment. In wildland areas, spark arresters are required on all portable gasoline-powered equipment. This includes tractors, chainsaws, weed eaters, mowers, and ATVs. Never drive your vehicle onto dry grass or brush. Hot exhaust pipes and mufflers can start fires that you won't even see until it's too late. When practicing safe towing, use appropriate safety pins and hitch balls to secure chains. Dragging chains throw sparks onto the dry brush alongside roadways, creating dangerous fires. Use all equipment responsibly. Safety starts with you.
That's all for this week's Report on Conditions. Follow your firefighters in action on our social media at Cal Fire RRU and stay up to date on incidents happening countywide. If you caught any great footage of our firefighters at work or out in the community, send them to us at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Karina Espinosa. Thanks for watching.